Some of the smartest people you know, people who can solve the world's most difficult problems, may still make surprisingly bad decisions with money. They possess high-level intelligence, advanced degrees, and prestigious careers, yet they live under the constant silent weight of financial pressure. It is a paradox that defines modern life. Why does a high IQ so rarely translate to a high level of financial security? The answer lies in the gap between what we know and what we do. If intelligence helps us solve problems, why does it so often fail us when it comes to our bank accounts? Today, we investigate the gap between being smart and being wise. Welcome back to Golden Wisdom. To understand money, we must first understand the human mind. Today, we investigate why smart people still struggle with money. We will explore how emotional regulation, overconfidence, and the complexity trap can sabotage even the most brilliant minds. Let's begin the journey. We often confuse intellectual capability with financial discipline, but in the world of finance, IQ is often secondary to the ability to manage your own impulses. Someone can understand the most complex mathematics, calculus, statistics, and game theory, and still overspend on a weekly basis because their emotions are driving the car. The numbers on a spreadsheet are logical. The human behavior required to maintain them is psychological. Intelligence solves the former. Character solves the latter. Intelligence is the ability to process information. Discipline is the ability to act on it consistently over decades. The two are rarely found in equal measure in the same mind. Intelligence can be a double-edged sword. It can create a dangerous level of confidence in one's own judgment that borders on hubris. When you are used to being the smartest person in the room, you begin to believe you can outsmart the market or the simple, boring laws of compounding. You might believe you can time the market or pick the next big thing. This is the illusion of control, the belief that your brain can tame a chaotic and unpredictable system. Confidence without humility is the fastest way to financial ruin. Intelligent people often rationalize risky bets because they believe they have an intellectual edge. At its core, every financial decision is an emotional one. Intelligence provides the justification, but emotion provides the engine that moves the needle. Fear causes us to avoid looking at the truth of our situation. It paralyzes us when we should be taking calculated risks for our future freedom. Greed, on the other hand, blinds us to the downside. It encourages us to take excessive risks for short-term gains, ignoring the inevitable long-term cost. Stress resets our brain to survival mode. In this state, the prefrontal cortex, the seat of logic, shuts down, and we value immediate relief over long-term security. Consider the successful professional who receives a hard-earned promotion. Their income rises, and almost immediately, so do their expectations for life. A better apartment, a faster car, more frequent fine dining. Higher income quietly creates higher expectations for what normal looks like in your social circle. This is the path to golden handcuffs. You earn more, but you spend even more, leaving you more trapped than when you were earning less. Your freedom is traded for objects. It's the hedonic treadmill. No matter how much you earn, if your spending scales with your income, you remain in a state of financial fragility. For many intelligent professionals, money is not just a tool, it is a scoreboard. They feel an evolutionary pressure to demonstrate their success to the tribe. We don't compare ourselves to the average. We compare ourselves to our peers. If your neighbor gets a new car, your brain feels a biological sense of loss. The smarter you are, the more you may feel you have to look the part of a success. But looking successful and being wealthy are often mutually exclusive goals. High intelligence often leads people to believe that the solution must be as complex as the person solving it. They make money management unnecessarily difficult. Endless news, complex apps, and constant market predictions create a wall of noise. More information does not lead to better decisions. It leads to paralysis and regret. Wealth is rarely built on complex strategies. It is built on simple, consistent principles that most intelligent people find too boring to follow. They want a challenge, not a result. Our biology has a deep-seated bias for the present moment. $500 today feels more real and rewarding than a future benefit decades away. To your brain, the future version of yourself feels like a stranger. Saving money feels like giving a gift to someone you don't even know or like. To be financially wise, you must learn to advocate for that stranger, your future self, as much as you do for yourself today. This is the ultimate superpower. This is the psychological centerpiece. Intelligence is often used to construct sophisticated explanations for choices that were actually motivated by emotion. I can afford it, we tell ourselves. I deserve it after this week. This investment is different because I understand the underlying mechanics better than the average person. We use our intelligence to protect our ego rather than our capital. We are experts at convincing ourselves that our wants are actually necessities. It is an intellectual trap. The smarter you are, the more sophisticated your excuses become. You are the only person who can truly and completely outsmart you. Be wary of your own logic. Financial wisdom is not about IQ. It is about systems, self-awareness, and humility. It is about knowing what you don't know and preparing for it. Wise people create systems that automate good decisions. They remove the need for willpower and intellectual debate by making success the default setting of their lives. They respect uncertainty. They don't try to outsmart the future. They prepare for it by staying humble and maintaining a large margin of safety in every decision. They understand their emotional triggers. They know when they are prone to panic or greed, and they have strict rules in place to prevent action during those times. They think in decades, not days. They understand that the greatest wealth-building tool is time, and they give it the respect and the patience it deserves. Most importantly, they define what enough looks like. They stop running the race once they have already won, choosing peace over a larger scoreboard. Financial wisdom is not about being the smartest person in the room. It is about creating a life where your emotions don't constantly sabotage your long-term goals. Your intelligence can help you understand money. Your habits determine what you actually do with it. Invest in your character as much as your assets. Choose wisdom. Thank you for watching Golden Wisdom. Subscribe for more timeless lessons in psychology, wealth, and life. Grow older. Live wiser. Choose wisdom over intelligence.